Hi, welcome back to another episode here on Creepy with Coffee. I'm Kim, your storyteller. So, for those who have been watching this channel, these videos that I produce, first and foremost, I really wanted to apologize because I've not been producing any videos for really quite some time. That is due to I just got married, and after that it was Chinese New Year, so there was a lot of family stuff happening, and so yeah, I couldn't really find time to do it. So now I'm back. As you can see, it's a different setup as well because now studio I have to share with wifey, and but nothing else is going to change, I promise you. It's still the same creepy stories that I'm going to tell you. So today's story, it's about a homestay experience. So the story is asking about what if the person lying next to you wasn't really there. A family trip to Perak took a terrifying turn when strange things started happening in the middle of the night. Doors opening, shadow lurking, and eerie presence no one could explain. But the real horror, it came with a morning revelation. When the person who told this story's sister realized the sister hugged something else that wasn't her. So grab your coffee and let's get on to the story.
This is Creepy with Coffee.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. Walaikum salam. I hope everyone's doing well and having a good day. Today, I wanted to share a chilling experience that happened to me and my family while staying at a homestay in Perak. We were traveling from Kuala Lumpur to Perak for a relative's wedding. We arrived in the late afternoon, had dinner with my uncle's family, and headed to the homestay he had booked for both our families. It was a large two-story house situated right next to the main road. You could hear every car that passed by. We were impressed by how spacious it was, and after unloading our luggage, we quickly settled in. After Maghrib prayers, some family members were busy preparing their wedding gifts while I helped out a little. Just another context for the story, this homestay or a family outing is due to a family's wedding. So one of my cousins invited me outside to take pictures on the traditional style staircase. The design was beautiful and the whole scene felt serene until I noticed the house next door. It was an old wooden house, dimly lit and eerily quiet. I thought to myself, could it be abandoned? There were no signs of life, no lights, no movement. Shaking off the thought, I followed my cousin back inside. My cousin's younger sister and I shared a room upstairs, located directly across from the bathroom. We pushed two single beds together to make a larger sleeping space, and I decided to shower before joining the others for dinner. By the time I come downstairs, my cousin had finished eating, and the three of us spent the night chatting about college and life. Well, most of us cousins would like to do that. Well, eventually after that you'll get into horror stories, right? To continue with the story. Around 11 p.m, my cousin stepped out of the room to take a phone call, leaving me and my sister behind. We all fell asleep later, but I woke up close to midnight. My eyes immediately landed on the door to our room. It was wide open. Confused, I thought, didn't I ask her to close the door before coming back? Dismissing the unease, I got up, shut the door firmly, and went back to bed without locking it, thinking someone might need to come in later. That is around 11-ish. And later, at around 2 a.m, I woke up again. This time, the door was open even wider than before. A cold shiver ran down my spine. Everyone was supposed to be asleep. I have not heard anyone come up the stairs. Well, it was an old wooden staircase that creaked loudly with every step. My instincts told me to stay in bed, but curiosity got the better of me. I reluctantly got up and closed the door again, this time ensuring it was shut tight. I crawled back into bed, trying to push the fear aside. Just as I was drifting off, I woke up to the sound of the door creaking open slowly. My heart raced as I stayed in disbelief. The door which I had just shut moments ago was now wide open again. I froze as I saw the doorknob turning by itself, but there was no one outside. I mustered enough courage to get up, shut the door again, and return to bed, too afraid to wake my sister or cousin. But my body refused to relax. Every creak of the house made my skin crawl. Then, from the gap above the doorframe, pay attention. Well, because this is an old house, so, everything sometimes you can see in between gaps. I noticed a shadow pacing back and forth in the hallway outside my room, as if someone was walking back and forth trying to get in. I tried convincing myself it was just my imagination until I heard a loud thud from the wardrobe near my feet. The sound echoed as if something heavy had fallen inside. My body stiffened and I silently prayed it wasn't what I feared. Moments later, a rolling sound came from the roof as if something was being dragged or tossed. And that was the final straw. I couldn't take it anymore. I bolted out of the room, leaving my sister and cousin behind, and ran downstairs to my parents' room. As soon as I reached my parents' room, I broke down and started crying and told them everything. My parents listened quietly until eventually call for subuh prayers echoed, and then my father finally spoke. Well, my father said he saw an old woman standing in the yard last night, he said calmly. My father figured she lived nearby and didn't want to bother her. That sent another chill down my spine. After the morning prayers, my uncle asked about the commotion the night before because apparently my uncle heard about my crying and whatnot. My mom explained what had happened, and that's when my sister approached me. My sister asked, Kak, which is for elder sister, Kak, what time did you come downstairs last night? She asked, her face pale. I answered, before subuh. Why? Her eyes widened and she asked, who was laying next to me after the azan? I woke up for a moment and I saw you lying there, facing the window. I even hugged you, but your body was so cold. My blood ran cold. I asked, are you sure? Yes, you were wearing a green blanket, said my sister. The problem was, we didn't have a green blanket in the room. We went upstairs later that morning to check the wardrobe. It was still perfectly tidy. Nothing had fallen or moved. Well, to this day, I still wonder who or what my sister hugged the night. So who or what was in the room, do you think, that night? Was it just a restless spirit or something far more sinister? And what about the old woman the father saw? Was it human or was it not? Well, what do you think happened at that homestay? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you love creepy stories like this, you know what to do. Please do give us a like, comment down below with nice words, and subscribe if you have not. And this is Creepy with Coffee. Until the next episode.